So, greetings everyone. I give folks a little bit of time to make their way in here. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of water and hold space and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Water is wonderful. I'm really grateful for water. Really grateful for water. I'm hoping that you are well. And someone's popping in here. I'm really moved by today's message. So Grand Rising, welcome to, for those of us in the north, welcome to summer. For those of us here, let's see. Oh, thank you, Cherry Lee. I'm so grateful to you. I appreciate you. We're gonna move into the meditation soon come. I'm really clear that this message is not, it's my own story of Kitsugi. It's my own story of Kitsugi and what it means to be broken and made whole. And the ongoing process of removing the pieces from oneself. So today's meditation, as I said, will be on broken pieces can be made whole. And this came after reading someone's story of their journey from childhood and lost innocence. And I thought about my own story and stories of lost innocence. And so I'm going to sing this as someone, one of my, for those who don't know, I don't just do meditations. Actually, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I have an album called Kitsugi. Kitsugi was one of my last projects, and in it is the story of how I use the gold, the story, the broken places to find the medicine that was inside of those places, and deep medicine, transformative medicine. And so I'm gonna do my meditation today on that wholeness after coming through a storm. I am aware that there are very quiet places in many people that they don't speak of. Very quiet places in many of us that we don't think on. We don't give very much energy to it all, because that's where the pain lives. And like much pain, we don't like to touch it. It's sensitive. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Leave that alone. But after a while, sometimes spirit will come knocking on it. Spirit will come knocking on it, and the response can be almost animal-like. I know for me, when I've been in spaces where my healing was being triggered, the time for restoration was upon me, it was very hard. It's very hard to move through that, and all of what came up, all of the anger, all of the hurt, all of the pain, all of the shame, all of the guilt, all of the unworthiness, all of the that came up as as spirit knocked on the door. Greetings and sunrise. Thank you so much, Nina. As I began journeying through these difficulties, it took me back through my life, and I began to understand stories in a different way. And as I began understanding stories, I began understanding myself. I began understanding that many of the things that happened to me were not my fault. And I didn't have to be guilty about it or shame-filled about it or any of those things. But it took a while to get there, and it caused a lot of tears. There were lots of tears. There was one season, I call it my blue phase, when I absolutely was in a valley. And I walked through that valley. And then I came out of that valley only to find myself walking and thinking I'm doing well, to have life bring me another moment where I fell into a deeper pit. It was so deep, it was so dark. I didn't know that. I thought I was fine. I thought I'd come out of it. I thought I'd come out of it until I landed back in again. And so I began to put myself back together. I began putting myself back together with deeper truths than I've ever known. And that is my message to you. So I will put the link up. If you're interested in Kitsugi, I will, for this season, make it a pay what you can, which could be $0, to download that project. And if you like it, I'm going to put the link here. It'll be attached to this video so that you can go to my Bandcamp site and bring that medicine into you. There may be some things in there that can really, really assist and support you in your journey of love. Because what I found is that the breaks, the squandering of truth, the squandering of your physical body, when someone comes upon your physical body, when someone violates your mind, when someone violates you, it is a breaking that splinters the self, you know. There is a self you were before the thing happened, and then there's a self you become after this thing happens. And I'll tell you, there are so many tools. I encourage you for therapy. I encourage you for journaling. I encourage you to find your way. I crawled back to love. I clawed myself back to love. I found my way back in, and I will continue holding on to that journey and being a vessel to let you know that even though something is broken, even when you feel broken, that there is life on the other side. See, when you're broken, you try to put yourself back together with the very same truth that broke you before. It's almost impossible. But you have to find those stories, those truths, those light, that self-forgiveness, the acceptance, the nature, laying out on that. There's so many things, and I can't tell you what to do. But today, I'm going to play a meditation that I pray can support you in your journey. I'm going to play a meditation that I pray can support you in your walk towards wholeness from being broken. There are so many things that happen, and we have lived in a society that has said that if you're broken, you are to be discarded. Broken things are to be discarded. And so when we understand that broken things are to be restored, that's very different language. Discard, restore. Discard, restore. We are moving into the space of value for all things. Value for all beings. Value for all walks. Value for all experiences. When we can stand into the space of knowing that this experience that I just had is not it may be a defining moment. It may be a defining moment. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. You may have defining moments that absolutely change everything. And then eventually you will create the I'm going to get the word up, but you create the blood supply that lets you find the links that can remind you of who you were before. When you come when you're in that dark place, in that broken place, somehow or another, one day you might smile again, and you might be like, I didn't know I could smile again. And when you smile, it'll remind you that I have smiled before. And you might have a little laughter, and you might remember, I've laughed before. And then someone might come to you, and in their loving and bringing you peace, you might be like, I have loved before. And in that, when we step into that space of connecting in and accepting that this experience that you're having is not, it's not to punish you. It's not because you're terrible. It's not because somehow or another you are deserving of the worst. Even when people may say that to you, that you are the worst and you're deserving of the worst, those words do not have to become your defining moment. In fact, they may become your defining moment to push back against it, to push back against those words and that energy, and to know who you are and whose you are. You were born worthy, you were born deserving, you were born able, and as you journey through this, trust, we're living with many people who have been broken. Many of us have been traumatized. We're living in a society that traumatizes its people. Our society traumatizes its people and tells us to get over it. And we are not accepting that anymore. I disallow that. I refuse that. That has been rejected by me. You go through an experience, my message will be, how can we learn from this? How can we support through this? What is the gift in there? Because I promise you, there's something in there for you. These cracks are almost like veins leading to self-growth and self-analysis and understanding. For example, many of us having to learn about boundaries. And some people don't. I understand that there is oneness. I do. I absolutely understand there is oneness. I am one in this body, but there's a reason why I have skin and cells that separate me from this body that might be next to me. Even within my body, this one whole body, I have organs that are separated by membranes, 3 levels of membrane. 3. There's an interior, this interstitial space in the middle, and the exterior before you even get to the next organ. There's a reason for boundaries, and sometimes that's the lesson. And then there's, for me though, it has been a deep journey back into love. That's my own process. Journey back into love and clarity, around not only do I have the ability to stand for myself, I have the right to stand for myself. I have the right to speak my truth. And if I hurt, I hurt. But I also know that I will survive, because that's one thing that I tell you now, you're still here, you're surviving. They did not. The only way they can kill you is if they kill you, and then we transform. So if you're still here, there's a chance. There's a strong chance for you to come out of those places, those broken spaces. So I'm going to play, and I'm going to sing to my own journey of having come through very dark places. I try to stand on top of it, because if I go in, I know I've been in some really dark places. And I want you to know you're not alone, and that you will come through this. I absolutely believe in you. And I pray that this can be medicine for you. And you can look in my eyes and look at me and know that I'm sharing truths with you. That you can come through. That you can be made whole even after being broken. You may bear the scars, but any warrior knows your scars become your power story. You may bear the scars, but any warrior knows your scars become your power story of your survival. They become evidence that you have been broken and have been restored. Do not be shamed of your scars. Do not be embarrassed by the remnants that say you came through. I remember how I mourned when my chest was changed. I used to love my, décolletage, that space on a woman's body that you can see and it's so beautiful and clear. But when I received this, and it's not from health, I'm a pretty healthy woman. When I received this in a battle for my life, I had to mourn that I no longer was pure, clear, clean skin. I had to learn that my scars were something that I could be proud of, that I could wear with pride. And so I wear my scars with pride. And some of us have scars on the inside. We may be perfect looking on the outside and have scars on the inside. And you have to know that too, because you will still have sensitivities to those scars. And then you communicate, these are places where I have some, and there are people who will take advantage of that. I know. And this is where divine detachment comes in, where you begin to know the truth of where to rely. When we put our faith in too many people who may themselves still be quite broken, and we're expecting them and demanding of them, we're putting the onus on them to give us what we need when we are the only ones who can give ourselves what we need, because we're the only ones who know what it is that we need. So let's give ourselves what we need, which is maybe some self-acceptance, maybe some self-love, maybe some self-respect, maybe some self-laughter, maybe some self-peace. Nature is a huge healer. Sound, for me, is a huge healer. Truth-telling is a huge healer. Finding safe reflections and mirrors to talk with. Not everyone is a safe space to talk to, and that is discernment. Discernment is incredibly important, because we've often been taught as children to not trust our instincts. I don't like them. Well, there's no reason for you not to. Sometimes it's not a reason that's clear in your mind. It's a reason that might be clear in your heart, or a reason that might be clear in your gut, in your womb. And you have to honor your truths. And we don't give that to children. We have very rarely given honoring of truth and the other person's truth to them. So when we give it to them, sometimes you do have the reason clear in your mind of why you have to set boundaries and create that space for your own wholeness and wellness. And people may still try and deny you. And that's when you begin moving in a different way. You have to. And you have to know who is for you and who is not. That's a journey that's very personal. So I've talked enough. I pray that these words are beneficial to you as we lean into meditation. But I will play from a place of someone who has come through. I'm still going through, but I now walk with my tools. I keep them close by. I keep my tools. I have to have my things that allow me to maintain as I move through this world. And it allows me to maintain my peace, my wholeness, my saneness, me. It helps me maintain me. And I'm grateful for that you will too begin to collect your tools, keep your things. I don't know if it's nature. I don't know if it's your pet. I don't know if it's dancing. I don't know if it's singing. I don't know if it is, art. I don't know if it is being there for others. I don't know what it is that will keep you whole. You will know. And that will become big parts of your magic and your ashe. What you use to heal will then become your medicine that you're able to offer to the world. This is my healing. Sound, my healing. Communication, my healing. Being vulnerable and transparent in large spaces, my healing. And so I'm grateful to know that, and I carry it and I hold it. Whatever your journey is, I just so want you to know that you are worthy. You're divine and deserving. And that's all. I keep saying I'm going to stop. Now for real, I'm going to stop and play some music. I appreciate you. Drink some more water. that feeling really pulled to play my G bowl, 432 hertz G bowl. And for me, I call this bowl Truth. So it was the very first one that I received. And yeah, that's the one I'm going to play today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. You are here. It hurts, it hurts. Give birth to you. I'm so sorry. It hurts, it hurts. It's time. Give birth to you. You can hit the mark if you practice with yourself. wish you peace. Peace, peace and love. Peace and love I wish for you. Peace, peace and love. Oh, love I wish for you. Peace, peace, peace and love. Peace and love I wish for you. Peace, peace, peace and love. More great love I wish for you. Peace, peace, love and love. Peace and love I wish to you. Peace, peace and love. Peace and love I wish for you. Peace and love. Peace and love I wish for you. It's a revolution in this time to all peace and love as truth. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love I wish for you. Oh, oh, oh. Peace and love to you. You are worthy and deserving. Self-forgiveness, moving past the places where we let ourselves down. It's okay. You'll get there. Keep going. You are blessed, and we need you. We need all of us committing to this process. Continue on your journey. Find your way. Bring in help wherever you can. I send blessings to you and yours. We carry our scars with pride. Those of us who are warriors of the light. We carry our scars with pride. They are a part of our journey. So carry your scars with pride. Learn from them. They will be constant teachers and reminders of your journey to yourself, back into yourself. We are working to get back into our heart, and these cracks and broken pieces and scars are part of our journey back to our heart. So, thank you so much. Blessings. And I'll see you guys prayerfully tomorrow. Peace and blessings.